Okay, so let's talk Dark Knight Rises spoilers. So yes, guys, if you did click on this video and obviously didn't read the title, since this title is going to be Dark Knight Rises spoilers, please, if you have not seen the movie, click away. If you have, I would suggest go watching my Dark Knight Rises review first before you do that, before you watch this video. But this is definitely going to be a spoiler video, so here we go, guys. I want to tell you guys about The Dark Knight Rises.
That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me
So to start off, was anybody confused with the story? Because in a way, I kind of was. I did have a heads up on the fact about Miranda Tate being Talia al Ghul. I did already know about that, but as the story went on, I actually started believing that Bane could have been the son of Ra's al Ghul as well, because I may have to explain a little bit just in case. They do explain like how a kid was born in the prison and he was the son or daughter of Ra's al Ghul and a warlord daughter, and that's how Ra's al Ghul became who he was. Ra's, Raish, however you guys want to say it, I'm just trying to be open about this because it is a bit confusing to me still, how it was commented that it is pronounced Raish, but it is also pronounced Raz in this movie, so I'm a little bit confused about it, so I'm just going to say both. But he is... I did actually start to believe that Bane was a possible son, but then I also started thinking they're not going to make Talia and Bane brother and sister, because they sort of had that connection, because they did Bane he loved Talia al Ghul, and that's why he ended up being the protector, which I was a little confused about because I thought the crazy guy in the cell next to Bruce Wayne was the protector, so I was a little confused about that. But again, Tom Hardy did a great job as Bane, and it did blend the story together for me, that even though I knew that she was Talia al Ghul and not Miranda Tate, the story went on and helps me to actually be surprised, and not like knowing what's going to happen. It was a little bit confusing to me, but it made sense. Secondly, and this is kind of an important thing, I did want to talk about the John Blake character. Now, the John Blake character was a great character to bring in. He was a main character, but I love how they introduced him as Robin. Now, Christopher Nolan did say he did not want a Robin to be in his movies, but he did sort of put this Robin in, and it was kind of actually really amazing how they introduced him. He was picking up the luggage that Bruce Wayne left him in order to get into the new Batcave, and then he goes, "How about you check under my real name?" And she looks at it and goes, "Oh, you should go by your real name, Robin. It's very nice." And everyone in the movie theater was like, "Oh my God, Robin!" But in a way, it wasn't actually introducing Robin, since his name is Robin, and none of the Robins in the movie, in the comic books, were actually known as Robin. Like, their names weren't Robin. It was Dick Grayson, I don't know, that's the only one that comes to mind at the moment. Tim Drake, I think his name, or Tim Drake. The one I can't remember from the Red Hood, and that's really sad since I just watched the Red Hood. But Jason Todd, that's his name. None of them were actually named Robin, and John Blake actually wasn't a real character in like the Batman series. I do not know. I may be wrong, so don't say I'm like whatever you want to call it. Don't troll me about that. But I love how they introduced him as Robin. It was very clever. He is, of course, going to be the new Batman, I guess, since he does become the new Batman at the end. And then, finally, I would like to talk about how they introduced Batman being gone. Now, they introduced the clean slate to the character of Selina Kyle, Anne Hathaway's character, Bruce Wayne trying to use it as a tool to get her to help him. Now, of course, they obviously both used the clean slate to get away. Bruce Wayne is supposedly dead. Now, I do not understand that how they showed him in the cockpit with 5 seconds to go. Now, obviously, the autopilot worked, and he was able to get out. But he had 5 seconds to go. He had maybe 20 seconds before, right as soon as he was leaving the shoreline, and he had to go 6 miles out. Now, unless that thing was booking it, and it really didn't look like it was booking it, because that thing was being dragged along by that bomb, he had 20 seconds to go, and he had to get 6 miles out. That, I don't think he could have done that. Maybe he could have, maybe there was some kind of booster or something, but I don't think at the speed that thing was going, he could have gotten 6 miles out. Plus, you add on to how they showed him in the cockpit with 5 seconds to go. There was no way he could have gotten out of the blast radius with 5 seconds to go and gotten out of the cockpit. But he's Batman. I guess you just gotta believe in it. And Bruce Wayne made it out. But they did. There were people in the movie theater that actually thought he died. A lot of my friends were saying how they actually cried that Batman was gone, and then they find out he wasn't gone, and they were like, "Wow, I wasted a cry. I wasted these tears. What is going on?" And then I was arguing with my friend on whether they're gonna make a Batman and Robin movie. Obviously, they're not, because Robin actually isn't Robin. He's gonna be the new Batman, so it's a little bit confusing if you guys don't understand it. But I can say I got a little confused about it, but I know all the facts about it. Christopher Nolan said he was not gonna make. He was not going to put a Robin in his movie. He made his Dark Knight trilogy, and obviously Robin, the Robin Blake, is going to become the new Batman in how he made this trilogy. Finally, I would like to say how Talia al Ghul was, like how they introduced Talia al Ghul and how all of a sudden she came out of nowhere and just stabbed Bruce Wayne. And was really just trying to follow in her father's footsteps, talking about how she wants to basically kill everyone in Gotham is what she's gonna do. So I'm a little bit confused on how that's gonna bring peace and order, or not peace and order, but order to the Gotham, how they were making the poor take over the rich in a way. And also how they were, Gotham was still so scarred from what the Joker did in the Dark Knight movie, or from 8 years ago from what the Joker did. Still so scarred. And now I'm guessing, obviously, the Joker was supposed to be a part of this movie, like been released or something, but obviously because Heath Ledger died, they really could not find anybody to play the Joker again that can compare to Heath Ledger. The only other Joker that I can think of, not including the Adam West movie, that is not in the Batman franchise, well, it is, it's just a lot older, and we're talking about now. The only other person I can think of would be Jack Nicholson, whatever, I cannot remember his name all of a sudden, but he did a pretty good job of playing the Joker, but he really isn't a Dark Knight Joker. Heath Ledger was the Dark Knight Joker, and they could not find another person to play him. I do not know if he was supposed to be in this movie or any mention of him. I did not really intend to look that up, because how the movie was great, but it would have been kind of cool since all the prisoners were released, even like Dr. Crane, Scarecrow from the first movie, he was released, and it would have been cool to see the Joker, but because he wasn't there, obviously, it doesn't take away from the movie. It would have just gained something. But this movie, all in all, was great. I am going to see it a third time, probably tomorrow. This video is up today. Today is Monday, July 30th, so I'm going to see it the 31st. And then we have a couple movies coming up. We have Total Recall this Friday. I missed my finger. Total Recall this Friday. Bourne Legacy next Friday. I don't know what else. But stay tuned, guys. I am going to have a video tomorrow on Actor Spotlight, my first double Actor Spotlight. I've only had 3 Actor Spotlights, but this is my first double Actor Spotlight. It's going to be on Tom Hardy and Christian Bale. It's really going to be only on the movies that I have actually seen with them, and that is actually a lot I did not realize. But it's just because they did such a phenomenal job in the Dark Knight franchise. I mean, Christian Bale wasn't all of them, and Tom Hardy obviously wasn't, but he did such an amazing job as Bane, and I just really need to give him credit for that. That's why I'm going to do an Actor Spotlight on Tom Hardy. But besides that, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.